Life is the very thing that makes up our planet. It's the most important cornerstone of our existence. So when someone commits a heinous crime like murder or treason, does it give us the right to end their life? Like said in countless movies and TV shows and even in real life, some people aren't just fit to live, but does that give us the right to kill them? In this documentary, we're going to take an in-depth look on not only the public's opinion, the facts, and the cost of the death penalty. When a person commits a crime, where do they end up? They end up in prison. No matter the crime, they end up in prison, like this one here. What crimes can get you this intense punishment? There's actually a wide range of crimes that can get you this punishment. But for most of them, there's a common theme. Some of the crimes are murder involving torture, murder related to carjacking, murder with the intent of preventing testimony by a witness, victim, or informant, murder of a foreign official, murder committed during a drug-related drive-by shooting. As you can see, most of the crimes involve a gruesome murder. There are some other crimes such as treason and espionage, but they all follow the same trend. You can't get the death penalty from stealing a candy bar, but you can in fact get one from stealing a candy bar whilst killing 3 people. A crime involving a violent murder in some gruesome way can provoke. So I made this video instead of standing in front of the class and talking through a PowerPoint, just mainly because I want to kind of show you guys how my editing was and how I had to handle some of the clips and how I worked with this video, just because it did take a little bit of time to work on because there were so many clips and so many pieces of information. And I just want to kind of give you a little insight on what I do, not only for this project, but I do twice a day, every day, all year round. So you're going to see a lot of different techniques used in the video, such as, the map right there and how I got the circles on there, a technique that you can use in the future if you want to blur out someone's face or, just conceal someone's identity. And at the same time, I'm going to be showing you how to do titles so you can have all the fancy pop-ups that come up, like the 84 cases that have been botched right there. So really, it's just going to be a little informative video on kind of like Premiere Pro, my project in general. You're just going to really listen to the beginning of the project like you already have, just some of the facts, and at the end I'll try to give you guys more information on it. But if you really want to see my whole documentary, you can just ask Dr. Golden to watch the full 17-minute long thing. So if you want to sit there, grab some popcorn and eat, be my guest.
Stuck on that one.
So really here, I'm just going to be explaining my process of this video. If you wanted to, by chance, just blur a person's face out, you would just go here and grab a mask and add the Gaussian blur effect in the effects panel. And you can either do a box, a circle, or you can make your own little shape. And you just form it around your face, really. So as I'm doing here, I'm just slowly moving it around and just making sure it fits my face perfectly so we can have a perfect mask coverage. So you're going to see that there's the blur effect right there. You want to just turn it up a little bit, however much you would really like. If you want to really blur, you can have it, really high up, or if you want as less blur, you can lower it, obviously. The more blur just really depends on the project that you're working with. So now we're going to track it to my face so, it follows me so it just doesn't stand still. So in this process, I'm really just hitting the position and the motion function, basically. So every time I move a little bit, I'm going to keep moving the mask over, and it's going to create a key point in the timeline so it continues to map along the figure that is walking, aka me. And there you go. That's the final product right there. I actually felt like I did a pretty good job. I didn't do it in my original piece, but this is something that I could have done if people just didn't really want to see me or I wanted my identity concealed. So next up, we're going to be talking about making a title. As you can see here in my documentary, I ended up having these
sentences / facts pop up on screen. So what you're going to do is you want to go to File, New, and you're going to go to Legacy Title. Going to click OK. I mean, you can name your title. It's whatever it wants, so you know what it is for sure. But then you just click on it. It's like anything else, like you'd be typing on Google Docs or Word even, and you just type what you want to say in. So this is how you make a title, is what I put in on this this thing here. And you can highlight it, and you can change the font size. You could center it, or with the center of the page or the top of the page there on the left. And you can change, fonts like how you could in Word. And you can have it have depth, you can make it 3D, you can have shadows, and all these cool little effects that you can do. But I just did something simple here. And in my documentary, I just really wanted to make it pop and make it noticeable. So that's what I did there. So after you're done, you just click the X on the top right, and you drag it onto your timeline, and it pops up right there. So that's really it.
I'll come back.
So now we're going to be talking about the giant red text that comes up with the different languages right there. It's basically saying that you have messed up and you need to find your project again. So the clip that you originally wanted to use is now missing, which is why there's a question mark in the media monitor over there to the left, far left. And basically you got to either find it by either importing the same picture or finding what you found on the internet, or you just have to locate it throughout all your files. And frankly, that takes a lot of time. But what you can do is you can just open it up and you can, find your previous save file if you want, for instance. And sometimes that works, most of the time it doesn't, but you need to find the clip that you need to originally import. So that's just what you're going to have to deal with if that does pop up. There's occasionally a yellow screen with the same text that pops up. But at the same time, all that means is really that everything's kind of just loading in. So